Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Ro here. Thank you for visiting You Grow Ro. If this is your first time here, I hope you'll consider subscribing at the end of this video. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you. Today, we're tasting a few tomatoes. In just a moment. Oh man, we're outside and I can't even hardly believe it. It is 59 degrees. I feel like a unicorn. Just letting my nose shine and my hair down. 59 degrees and I'm wearing a t-shirt. It's the first day. In Ohio, this is what they call the second fall spring that we've had. But I'm loving it. I couldn't wait to get outside today. All right, friends. So today we're tasting 4 different varieties. All 4 of these were, no, 3 different varieties. All 3 of these were grown hydroponically in AeroGarden systems, and they were grown in my house over the winter. I did a video recently of me harvesting these. If you'd like to check that out, I'll put that above here in the iCards for you. But I can't wait to slice into these. Got these little tasty morsels, hopefully. So let's get to it. So first up, I want to do the candy berry. I got these. These were suggested to me from Lauren over at Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. I grew these last year outside in the yard here, and they were fantastic. As a matter of fact, I grew them in my bucket garden here in that one of those hanging tomato type of systems. They were so good. But I will tell you that there is often a difference between growing something outdoors and growing something hydroponically indoors. Here's what they look like on the inside. Pretty little things, aren't they? But do they still taste amazing? Yep. They absolutely do. These are so good, you guys. You have to grow these. The plant stays really small. It's super healthy. I didn't have any problems with it last year. I've had no pest issues with it indoors or out. I would say max height at this point has been about 7 inches or so. Takes a minute to set on fruit, but once it does, it just keeps pumping it out. They don't ripen especially fast, but they're worth the wait. These are the flavor. Yeah. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. All right. I knew this was going to be risky because I was certain that those were going to taste as good as they are. But now I hope that doesn't ruin the flavor for the rest of these. I knew there was a slight chance it wouldn't be as good. But no, I still love those. They're still delicious. Next up, I'm going to do the cherry tomato brown. There's this beautiful chocolatey color. All of the fruits are about this size. They've been pretty uniform. The plant is loaded. It's so loaded that it keeps falling over. And these fruits are ripening pretty fast, if you ask me. I would say for a microdwarf, this is very prolific. Think, you know how the orange hat gets 1,000,001 fruits on those tiny little plants? Cherry tomato brown. Let's cut one open. Take a look at the inside. I am not mad at that. Yeah. It's got some green gel in it. I hope that doesn't mean I picked these too early. They're fairly soft, so they have to be right, right? Let's see. Let's try another one. Super juicy. I like, even the skin texture is really nice too. I will say they're pretty mild. They have a tomato flavor, but it's like it's watered down. I don't know if that's from the hydroponics or not. My guess is no, because the candy berry didn't taste as watered down as these two, and they were in the same unit. So I don't know. I would still give it another try. I'm going to taste one that's not quite as ripe. Sometimes when you harvest fruits at different stages, you could find that you might get a better flavor. Honestly, let me try another one. Yeah, I'm glad I tried that. If you harvest these a little bit early, the flavor is much more pronounced. It's still not a wow like the candy berry, but it's really good. I like it. Really, really juicy. The flesh is super tender. No issues with the skin either. I would recommend it. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. All right, and then finally is from the Mongolian. This seed was labeled as a microdwarf. It is not. As you can see from the attached video, these plants are huge, and the fruit that's coming off of them are huge too. I would say the spread on these tomatoes is about, these tomato plants, in the 12-13 inch range. I mean, it's up there. I don't know how to and then they're about maybe 4 inches high. I don't know. It could be, you know, my cat, she turned that into her jungle. She could have broken things and they could have bended and grew in all different and weird. I don't know. So you don't go by me about how the plant looks. But that's just what I've observed. Check out what other people have to say about it. But on average, these fruits are looking like this. I would say this is a solid 2 ounces, 3 ounces. And they're all like this, pretty much, which is a great size for a microdwarf. I mean, wow. This is as small as they were gonna get. Still ginormous compared to the others. This is next to the chocolate or the cherry tomato brown. Big difference. And then you compare to the candy berry. Size, there's no comparison. But how is the flavor? By the way, these have a beautiful red color. Oh, just stunning. I think this is called crimson, cherry engine red. I don't know. It's gorgeous. All right. Here's how she's looking. Looks delicious to me. Plenty of meat, nice amount of juice. I think it's a fair, you know, equilibrium between the amount of meat to goo and or seeds and gel. It smells really tomatoey, which is not a bad thing. Let me try another one. That one was like a little overripe. This one's mostly ripe. Okay. This one's super meaty, but it's not firm. I feel like if you're a texture person, this one won't do it for you. It's almost, it's not mealy. It's velvety. Kind of melts in your mouth. Yeah. I think you can kind of see it in the texture. As for the flavor, it's okay. I would say this is about like the cherry tomato brown. I give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, not bad. Yeah. This is very pleasant. I would recommend this to anyone. Even people who don't like tomatoes. Usually I think with the people who don't like tomatoes, it's the acidity. These have none. No acidity whatsoever. Yeah. They're just okay. They're not bad. They're not great either. Nothing to write home about. Aside from their size. I mean, man, you can't beat this on a Microdwarf. That's amazing. All right, friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. And I will see you all in another video on another day. Until then, happy growing, my friends.